My parents had locked me out again. They joined wild parties and often came home drunk. It wasn't the first time.
And don't show yourself until tomorrow.
That I spent a night between armadillos, mosquitoes, and poisonous reptiles. So, what is the purpose for such a hopeless life? That night, I started praying to God. Please, oh please, set me free, or send me an angel who guides me home on a shimmering road. Just home.
He was the wizard of 1,000 kings, and I chanced to meet him one night wandering. He told me tales and he drank my wine. Me and my magic man kind of feeling fine.
And God sent me this angel, one that would shape the life of my family for years to come. This man did what common sense would require any reasonable person to do. He uncovered not only me, far more importantly, he disclosed my incredible suffering, which was going on for years, with his simple report to authorities.
Yes, is this the police?
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
He said my parents repeatedly locked me out for weekends while they go drinking, but he did not know who I am.
A little kid, sleeping out in the woods.
Can you tell me your name, sir?
Wrong name and wrong phone number.
My name is John Mullen.
Can I have your phone number, sir?
That recorded phone call was requested for voice recognition, but disappeared.
Do you want me to send a cruiser?
Yes, come right away.
Make that phone call. It is so important. We remove children from abusive families.
DCF promised to my parents full support. If this is not correct or misleading,
That is indeed our business.
but just wait. Legal experts know better. Nothing appeared more peaceful between the shimmering beams of Florida sunshine. Coming from the mountains, this new world looked quite different. We were hiking amazing jungles while building a bright future. Deadly creatures are not always exactly where you would expect them to be. Just one neighbor at the opposite side of this dead-end road. True, we took their sunset away, but we found new friends. And we heard new life stories.
My husband is a Massachusetts trooper. He can't work anymore because he got whacked in the back at the prison. We retired to Florida, sunny Florida.
I like it.
So we've been here
Jackie
for-
advertised her husband as a precise working handyman,
He's very precise in what he does.
but Gary's facial expression indicated some embarrassment.
You're gonna love him.
Good.
My parents hired him for one job, no more. Along with Jackie's blood alcohol
Two
level,
more scotch on the rocks, please.
Gary's adrenaline soon reached its peak.
We got it.
He got really irritated.
Whoa.
Some days later, he announced, "I am building the case against you.
Ah, that's enough. We have to go home.
You better make plans to leave now. You will be very sorry." John Mullen is not Gary's real name, but involving more and more people leads to mistakes.
Hey, Joe, how you doing? Remember, I told you about that child?
1. He instructs teachers about alcohol abuse in my family.
Now look, I know you're a teacher. You ought to be able to do something about this.
2. He alleges many incidents of revenge, which are not considered reasonable by police simply because we had no way to know who was behind the allegations.
I had to replace this whole pool pump because I believe Mr. Koller was the one who broke it. By the way, now I remember, Mr. Koller asked me to buy a gun because he had trouble with his tenant.
We learned much later from depositions, Gary, alias John Mullen, may have persuaded tenant Joseph Matt to allege alcohol during a phone call to the landlord. This way, he could perfectly deflect rising suspicions away from him. John Morlan and Joe Matt have the same initials. Coincidence? Maybe not.
Hello. Please leave a message after the tone.
This is Joe Matt, your tenant on Woodcrest. Right now it's 7:46. We had scheduled a inspection for 7:45. We are no longer responsible for this house. Call us back within the next 5 minutes.
Yep, see you then. Bye.
Because I know you're there. I just spoke to you, and it's all on videotape, Kurt.
Hey, Joe. How are you? Yeah, no. I'm 1 minute late. Okay, but I'm
Joe
on my
says,
way now, okay?
how much are you spending each week on alcohol?
What has alcohol to do with all that? Now, this tape proves that Mr. Met was the caller.
To the Department of Children. Howerton gets the tape, deletes Joe Matt's statement,
It's all on videotape.
and arrests my father for illegal recording of a phone conversation.
Veronica Talent closes her case. Unfounded.
Mr. Koller, this is Detective Howerton with Citrus County Sheriff's Office.
The real Gary meets Joseph. Building the case based on conspiracy is not easy. Joseph is advised by Howerton to sign sworn testimony. By mistake, she calls my number and asks for him.
Hi, I'm trying to reach Joseph. Matt, if you could return my call to 726.
Later, evidence shows it was Gary White who used those initials JM. Did he tell Joseph about that?
That is maximizing to really create
On Highway 41, Detective Howerton crashes into another car. 2 days after she called Matt under my phone number.
Great balls of fire.
May find him.
Why her? She had instances of abuse in her own childhood.
If you may find him.
So she wanted to help Marcus and other children.
Gary was never trooper. He was hired as prison worker. A state pension hardly supports his mentally challenged son. 2 years later, he opens 3 more doors. Those allegedly stolen by my father, not included.
He took something that looked like a door, then he disappeared in the forest.
He wants to prove the impossible. Remember,
Mr. Koller asked me to buy a gun. He had problems with a tenant.
Gary opens his phone line again. Mr. Zobel from Massachusetts is now a neighbor just blocks away.
I was just hoping that you could send a birthday invitation to the Koller boy.
Kate sends me a birthday invitation into her private home. I don't know Kate, so I decide not to go. Badly enough. If sexual assault was intended, it failed. But why not move the same allegation simply into my school?
Yes, great.
We can have lots of psychologists evaluating me.
Kate and one of the witnesses testify that right behind this gate at the bus station, Marcus was seen at a time where he could never be there, because he was already suspended and at home.
Wizard Gary says we were abusing dogs on the driveway of neighbors and laughing about their pain. We finally had enough. But my mother would not live to see results. How courts responded is the amazing story in part 2. Gary White's incredible network of lies has failed. A local state attorney, with good reason to be angry, now takes over. Confidential, of course. Jeffrey Allen Smith, a juvenile prosecutor. Legal experts know him well. I suggest you meet him too. Jeff will not admit that he was the one who abused the abuse hotline, but make no mistake, we can prove it.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.